So we're moving out of fall and moving into winter, and now is the time of year where it's really common for people to get sick, catch colds, flus, viruses, bugs, bacteria things, etc. So what I'm going to do in this video is share with you two simple, natural, and really simple, easy things you can do to sort of knock these things out right from the very beginning. And even if you're someone who's not sick or has a really strong immune system and never does get sick, these things are just great to have in your database somewhere. It's where you never know when you might need it, or you might run into someone that might need it, because these things are very effective and very simple and easy to do. Whether or not you're just at the very beginning of something, meaning you're starting to feel it, or maybe you're a week or two into having something and it just really won't go away, you need something to just knock it out. Exactly what these strategies will help to do. So first, I'll let you know that everything that I'm going to be telling you in the video will be typed out below. So when you need to refer back to it or say, well, what was this? What did he say? It's all down there. So just click the more information button and it's there. So the first thing is pretty quick, simple, and easy, and you only need like 4 simple things. So basically what you need is, number 1, a bowl. A bowl big enough that your head can fit over it. Number 2, you're going to need some steaming water, meaning water that's producing steam. And then number 3, you're going to need 1 or 2 raw onions. And then number 3, you're going to need some tea tree essential oil. And number 4 or 5, you'll need some eucalyptus essential oil. Now, you can get the essential oils, at a health food store, natural food store, even sometimes a lot of regular grocery stores are carrying it now. So basically, those are the 2 most important things that you're going to need. So basically, what you do is you take your raw onion, chop it up fresh, of course, and then you have your bowl of steaming water, and you basically throw the onion in the water, and then add about 5 to 15 drops of tea tree and eucalyptus oil into that water that's steaming. And then basically what you're going to do is take that bowl, set it on a table or somehow maneuver it in some way that you can basically put a towel over your head and just sort of inhale the steam and the vapors from that bowl. And you just want to stay under there for maybe about 10 minutes or so, or until the water starts to really cool down. And you just want to inhale that steam, have a good seal with the towel, and just breathe that in. And obviously, close your eyes or whatever, and just sit there and breathe that in. And why those ingredients are there is, number 1, eucalyptus helps to loosen phlegm. Hence, it's an expectorant, means it helps to get things out. It's antiviral, antibacterial, and helps to open up the lungs and enhance breathing. Tea tree oil is also antiviral, antibacterial, but it's also an analgesic, meaning it helps to kill pain. Raw onion is also helps to loosen phlegm. It's an anti-inflammatory, antiviral, antibacterial. So those are the actual functionalities of those things. And if you're someone who's like, oh, well, what about antibiotics? Like, why wouldn't you just take that? Or maybe someone who's taken antibiotics and they didn't actually help. Well, here's why. Because basically, if you have bronchitis or some sort of respiratory thing, the bacteria is, up in here. So wouldn't it make sense to just get some antiviral, antibacterial things directly where it needs to go, rather than saying, oh, I'll just take a pill and swallow it, and it will go down to my digestive system and then have to be processed by my liver and then processed and moved by my lymphatic system and circulatory system to hopefully maybe eventually one day get up here. Sounds kind of silly and not very common sense, when the most common sense and practical thing would say, okay, viruses, bacteria, all the junk is up here, the congestion is all up here. Let's just go right to it with some things that are safe without side effects and are antibacterial, antifungal, or antiviral, also anti-inflammatory, expectorants, analgesics, etc. So that's the main strategy, and you can repeat that as many times as you need to do, and you'll notice just after a few moments things will start wanting to come out and things will start moving and your breathing will change. And sometimes just one session of that is enough to knock anything out. And I've seen people who've been laid up in bed for like 2 days, can't breathe, can't move, can't do anything, and then I show up and say, here, do this real quick. And then they do it. 10 minutes later, blowing their nose, everything's coming out, and then they're like, oh man, I feel way better. Get up out of bed, and just go get something to eat and immediately start to feel better. Not that I'm claiming this will heal or cure anything, just sharing what I've done and what I've seen do other people do as well and get those results. That's the first and most important thing. Second is something you could do would be a Neti pot. And this is also something you can get at the natural food store for very cheap. And it's basically just a little either plastic or clay pot that you fill with a salt water solution, stick in your nose, and basically tilt and pour water up in your nostril, and it comes out the other side, and then you repeat the other side. And what this does is obviously flushes and cleans out your nasal cavities, and also helps to moisten and soothe your nasal cavities. And also helps to clear out, phlegm and mucus, which is essentially what our body is using to buffer and sort of try to get rid of the stuff that's irritating it, meaning viruses, fungus, yeast, molds, pollution, allergens, etc. So it helps just flush all that stuff out. And if you're congested or backed up or really have a lot of pressure in here, this in combination with the other thing can really provide some pretty nice relief, at least for me and other people who have needed it. So that's it. That's 2 quick, simple, easy things. Again, you'll see everything written below. You can buy everything at natural food store for really cheap. And these are great things to have around the house. Eucalyptus and tea tree oil are great to have around. Natural, safe, antibiotics, antivirals, etc. All the things that I listed. And you can read more about those because they have a myriad of other uses aside from what I just listed. So if you have any questions or comments, post them below, and I'll talk to you soon.